Something I've been thinking about is today I was on my way driving my son to the hospital because he fractured his wrist falling off a jungle gym. You know, that's sometimes it's part of growing up, and it sucks, you know. But I remember when I was driving to the hospital to bring him to get him checked. I stopped at a four-way stop sign, and there was a guy who was in a real hurry, and he might have been in a hurry for good reason. I have no idea. And but I was certainly in a hurry for a good reason, you know. And I just keep sometimes I just think in all these different scenarios, like about like just kind of how selfish we all are, how selfish I am oftentimes. And I was just thinking, like, if we put others above ourselves and thought about, well, maybe that person is in a hurry for a good reason. And you know, I've been the guilty member of this many times. Or I think sometimes I go to a parking lot and I think, oh man, I should have the closest parking spot because I have all these kids. Yeah, what if there's like a disabled old lady that all the handicap spaces are taken up and she could use it way more than I could? I'm able-bodied and so are all my kids. And so it's something I've been reminded of is like just how selfish I am and how I always prioritize myself. But what would life look like if I always prioritized others? You know, and this kind of culminates in a story for me. I went to Aldi one time, and there was Fruity Pebbles, a box of Fruity Pebbles, and the top was all messed up and ugly and warped, and it was hard to grab. And I was going to grab the box behind it, and I felt like the Lord like interrupted me, and it was like, "Why are you grabbing the better box?" And I started thinking, well, yeah, I guess maybe someone else is going to come along that, you know, like why am I grabbing the best for myself? As a Christian, it's okay if I grab something worse and let someone else have what's best. That's a hard way to live, but it's something I've been thinking about and challenged by, that I need to start thinking about others as more highly than myself, as the scripture teaches, and actually living that out.